All right, guys. So the big question today is a philosophical question, which is when it comes to playing these games, do you manage the way that the guy managed in real life, or do you manage the way that you want to manage? That's what the real question is. For a season like 1908, it's kind of hard to do research on this. It's a little bit easier for more modern seasons. But if you watch some of these games that I do, you can see these scenarios come up from time and time again, right? A guy hits a base hit. You have a runner on first base with like nobody out or one out. Do you use the next guy to bunt, or do you have him swing away, right? I don't know about you guys. For me, as much as I like to try to do what the manager did in real life, there are times where I fully disagree with what they do. So, I mean, you can see this here. We're going to go back here to the screen really quick. Of course, I'm too big. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. And just look at the game that we just finished up playing. We have a couple of times in this game in which it's like, well, should we have bunted, right? Roger Bresnahan leads the game off with a walk, and then Donlin flies out to left, right? Well, that wasn't as good as a bunt. Maybe we should have bunted with Donlin. But the problem, of course, is that Donlin is hitting like, well, this is dumb. It's not going to show me. Oh, it's showing me his pitching stats. Show me his batting stats. Well, it's not going to show me that. Whatever. This thing is broken. He's hitting like 368 is my point, right? He's hitting really well. You don't necessarily want to do this, right? Now, my understanding, you can tell me if I'm wrong, my understanding is that usually you would bunt the guy on first over to second, but when Honus Wagner doubles to lead off the game, Tommy Leach probably is not going to bunt him over to third. I guess we could, but that's kind of what the question is, right? Do you follow this type of thinking, or do you decide to go against it? Similarly, near the end of this game, I knew that Joe McGinnity, who was not the same pitcher in 1908 he had been before, I knew that he was starting to tire, right? He went down to D pitcher pretty quickly. The question is, when his grade goes down here in the bottom of the seventh inning, I mean, do you take him out? Do you take him out when he gives up this double to Swasina and do it sort of 2000... I mean, that'd be like 2001 style, right? Because 2023 style is like McGinnity throws like 3 innings and you're like, okay, that's good enough. Yeah, we'll take him out. You know, it's ridiculous these days. But do you take him out early, or do you leave him in and see what happens, right? So what happened in the end is he got the strikeout. There was a pop-up. Another ground ball, gave up a single, but there was a guy caught stealing. Another ground out, 2 more ground outs, another single, but he was caught stealing, right? It ended up working out in the end for Joe. But do you actually leave him in like that with the 3-1 lead, or at some point in time do you take him out? So I'll tell you the way it is for me, right? My managerial style is that I tend to shy away from taking out pitchers. I like to leave them in. Even with modern seasons, I tend to like to leave guys in. It's just my sort of instinct with this. It may be right, it may be wrong. It's just what I do. I'll leave him in, right? I will rather not take him out. It's the type of baseball I prefer to watch. It's the type of baseball I prefer to play. That's why we're not doing a 2023 replay. That plus nothing but home runs is kind of boring, right? The other thing is that I tend not to use the intentional walk. I know that that would have been used a lot more frequently, probably in 1908. Over time, intentional walks have sort of slowed down. So I would say that chances are that we're not walking enough guys. And in terms of bunting and stuff like that, I tend not to do that as much maybe as they would have done it in real life. When it comes to base running, I tend to be more aggressive probably than they would in real life, and on and on and on. You can see more of this as I look for as you watch these games that I play through. But for the most part, I tend to sort of have my own approach to this stuff. I tend to play it maybe a little bit differently than what would have actually happened in real life. But see, that's the real question here, which is that important or not? Is it important that you play the game exactly the same way that it was played in real life and try to emulate what the manager did? Or should you have the ability to sort of mess with it yourself and to be the manager yourself, right? At what point do you become the guy who chooses what happens? And at one point do you say, we have to do exactly what happened in real life? Now, I know there are some people who try to use like the same players as substitutes as the game was in real life. I hope I don't like offend anyone, but I think you're absolutely crazy. I think that's insane, right? That doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but that approach, I don't understand. I tend to play the game out, but I tend to play it my way. It's my game. I'm the manager. And if I disagree with what John McGraw did, he might try to find me, but you know what? He's dead. So I get to make the decision. His ghost can haunt me at night. That's the way that I approach this. Love to know what your thoughts are on this subject. Do you manage exactly the way that it was in real life, or do you tend to allow your characteristics and personality to take over? Love to hear more. Talk to you later. Bye.